Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Edmund Gary, the Doctor of Credit Repair. This is back for our 6th broadcast. And today, we're going to be discussing a few items. How to dispute public records. How to find unsecured credit cards with bad credit. How to get your rent reported to your credit report. How to handle charge-offs and disputes. This is coming to you all today on the Edmund Gary, the Follow Me Edmund Gary Credit Repair Program, coming to you here on iHeartRadio. You can also catch us on YouTube, and please subscribe. You can also see us on Facebook. This is the Edmund Gary Follow Me Credit Repair Show, coming to you live from here in Atlanta. You can catch us every Saturday at blogtalkradio.com/righteoushustle. Or you can pull us up on demand at www.podserve.fm. Hold on, and we'll be right back. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Edmund Gary, the Doctor of Credit Repair, and we're back once again. And the first thing I want to talk about today is how to dispute public records like tax liens, bankruptcies. There's a company called LexisNexis. They collect all public record information for Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And what you need to do is you need to write LexisNexis to freeze all your records before you dispute it. LexisNexis is located right here in Atlanta. You can write them at P.O. Box 105108, Atlanta, Georgia 30348. And that's Lexis, L-E-X-I-S, Nexus, N-E-X-I-S, P.O. Box 105108, Atlanta, Georgia. And this is where you can dispute all public records, anything like tax liens, all kind of public records on your credit report. This is where you would go to dispute these items. Like me, last month, I decided to freeze my record on LexisNexis. Then I contacted the credit bureaus, and Equifax, 1 out of 3, removed the bankruptcy off my credit report because they said they could not verify it. And I know that Experian claims that they verified it, but they didn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send them a letter, a 15-day letter, because by law, when you verify in public records, they have 15 days to prove it, not 30 days, how they verified the information. So remember that. Anytime you're disputing something, you get it back and you don't agree with it, they have 15 days to prove it to you how they verify it. And the only way you can get that done right is by sending it by certified mail, showing that they action for a signature. When they receive the certified letter, and they have to sign it, when it comes back to you, you know when they received it. Again, when disputing public records on your credit report, the first thing you want to do is get in touch with LexisNexis at P.O. Box 105108, Atlanta, Georgia 30348, and freeze your public records before you dispute them. You may have a 50-50 chance of getting that bankruptcy or tax lien off. And by law, tax lien shouldn't even be on your credit report anymore. Again, my name is Edmund Gary. I'm the Doctor of Credit Repair, coming to you here every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. at blogtalkradio.com/righteous, RIGHTEOUS, hustle, HUSTLEENT. Brought to you by iHeartRadio. And my producer is Gregory King, who's done a great job getting me started with these podcasts. Again, we're going to talk about how to dispute public records. The second thing I want to talk about today is how to get an unsecured credit card with no deposit. And the best way to do that, there's 4 or 5 banks that do this. First Premier Bank, Capital One Bank, Credit One Bank, First Access Visa. These are all offering you unsecured credit with no deposit. But your credit score is going to have to be at least a 560. Now, if you don't want to put up any security deposit, there's a company called Self Credit. Go to Google, type in Self Credit. You open up a bank account with them. It's $25 to open up an account. Put in $50 a month. After 12 months, you'll get that money back with interest. And they'll report to the credit bureau each month showing your payment history without putting up any secured money, like $300 that you have to put up to get a secured credit card. The next thing I want to talk about is, if you want to add your rental history onto your credit report, there's a company called Rent Reporters, where you can go back and add up 2 years of your credit on your credit report. And all you have to do is go to Google, type in Rent Reporters, REPORTERS, for $45 fee. They can add up to 2 years of your back payment history of your rental history onto your credit report, which will make your score go up to 30 to 50 points. So these are some of the tips that we're talking about today. How to dispute public records. How to get an unsecured credit card with no deposit. How to get your rental history added onto your credit report, which is so important. It's just like having your mortgage reported. And also we wanted to talk about today how to dispute charge-off and collections. And the way you dispute charge-off and collections, remember, a charge-off is something, a bill that you didn't pay on. And if you haven't paid on it within the first 2 years, do not bother to pay on it. I would dispute it, and when you go to dispute it, just question the accuracy. Don't say this account is not mine. Question the accuracy of the amount on the bill. It may fall off, it may not. But remember, on charge-off and collections, after 1 year, they have less impact on your credit. And you never pay a charge-off, you never pay a collection, unless you can get it in writing. So let's say, for example, you had a charge-off card from Sears, you owed $500, and it goes to the collection company. Well, collection companies only make 10 to 15 cents on the dollar. That's how they make their money. And they're getting accounts that Sears couldn't collect on. So what you do is you go to them and say, hey, I tell you what, I'll pay you $200. I'll pay you $200 if you give me a writing and letter showing you will delete this from my credit. Now, if they're not willing to do that, don't do it. Just let it stay in your credit report, because remember, after a year, it doesn't carry the same impact. But if they do agree, and you can get this deleted off your credit record, it's going to make your record so much better. So it's called paid for deletion, where you agree to give them a certain sum of money, and they give you a letter in writing agreeing to delete this off your credit file. If you can't get that agreement in hand, don't bother. Let the 7 to 8 year rule fall in, and it'll fall off. And after a year or two, it doesn't carry the impact. Also, dealing with inquiries. Inquiries stay in your credit record for 24 months. But after 12 months, they don't carry the same impact anymore. They don't impact your credit any. And also remember, you never want to get no more than 6 inquiries in any 1 year. Never get more than 6 inquiries, because that way when you're going out there applying for credit, you're looking desperate and they're not going to approve you, and it's only going to kill your credit score. So once again, these are the tips that we're talking about today on the Edmund Gary Follow Me Credit Repair Show, coming to you here live in Atlanta, Georgia. And we're talking about how to dispute public records, how to get an unsecured credit card with no deposit, how to get your rent added onto your credit report. And this is Edmund Gary on iHeartRadio. We'll be right back. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Edmund Gary, the Doctor of Credit Repair, coming to you here from Atlanta, Georgia. You can catch our show every Saturday morning on iHeartRadio, brought to you by my producer, Gregory King. Just go to blog, talkradio.com/righteous, RIGHT as in Tom, EOUS, HUSTLEENT. You can also pull up me on demand at www.podserve.fm. You can pull up all my shows on demand, or you can go to Blog Talk Radio, Righteous Hustle, and pull up all my shows. Also, you can see me on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in Edmund Gary, and you can see all of the tips that I'm giving on credit repair. And once again, like I said, follow me, Edmund Gary, here on iHeartRadio, coming to you every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. We're always going to be talking about topics like today, when disputing public records, how to get them removed, how to get on a secured credit card with no deposit, how to get your rental history added on to your credit report, which will cause it to go up 30 to 50 points. Also, there's another one we never talked about before. Let's say you want to get more credit offers. All you got to do is go to Google, type in OPT opt-in, and it will pop up, and you type in your information, and then you will start getting credit offers. Now, if you don't want to get any credit offers, do the same thing. Go to Google, type in opt out. And once that come up, that will tell the credit bureaus not to release any information on you, so that way you won't be getting credit offers. And remember, it's good to have at least 2 to 3 credit cards, Visa, MasterCard. Stay away from store cards. They don't do you no good. 2 to 3 Visa cards, you want to have credit showing. You always want to have a good mixture of credit, like an installment loan. That's like a car loan where you get the same monthly payment every month. Pay the same amount. A revolving account would be a Visa or MasterCard, where your payments differ each month depending on your balance. The third that I would like to see on your credit report would be adding rental history on there. If you don't have a mortgage on your credit report, you can add your past 2-year rental history onto your credit report by going to a company called Rent Reporters. Go to Google, type in Rent Reporters. They will add the past 2 years of your of your rental history onto your credit report, and it's only for $45. And this will cause your credit report to go up 30 to 50 points. Also, something else I want to go over again like I did before. You have to understand how your credit is scored. Remember, make your minimum payments each month on time. 35% of your credit score is based on your payment history. Next one, 30%, is utilization. It's how you handle your credit. Even though you may be making your payments on time, you need to keep your balance below 30% of the limit so your credit score will go up. So, for example, if you have a $2,000 credit line, you don't want to exceed it by more than $600, because even though you may be paying on time, it looks like you're maxed out of your credit, and it's going to kill your credit score. So you want to keep your balances low. And if you want to get to 700, 800 scores, you got to keep all your balances on all your credit cards from 1 to 7%, no more than 7%. This will really make your score rise. So that's my tip for the day when it comes to handling your credit. 65% of your credit score is based on how you handle your credit, your payment, how you handle your credit, and your payment history. And what I want to go over one more time, when you want to dispute public records like tax liens or bankruptcy on your credit report, there's a company called LexisNexis. They collect all public information for Equifax, TransUnion, all the credit bureaus. If you want to freeze your records, all you have to do is write Lexis, Lexis, Nexis, P.O. Box 105108, Atlanta, Georgia 30348. Write them, ask them to freeze your public records. Then when you get your credit reports and you see tax lien still on there or bankruptcy, now you want to dispute it. And when you dispute it, don't say this account is not mine. Question the bankruptcy. Question the amount. Question the year. But just question it. Do not say it's not mine. Next thing we want to talk about one more time is how to get an unsecured credit card with no deposit. There's the banks like First Premier, Capital One, Credit One Bank, First Access Bank, and Continental Finance. If you have a credit score of 560 to 580 and up, you can get an unsecured credit line with them without no deposit. Your credit line might be $300, might be $500, might be $1,000, but you will be able to get a credit card without no deposit. Now, if you don't want to put up no deposit, period, there's a company out here called Self Credit. Go to Google, type in Self, S-E-L-F, credit, or go to www.self.inc. For $25, you open up a bank account with them. I would say put in $50 to $75 a month. At the end of 12 months, you get that money back with interest because it's a certificate of deposit. And each month, they report to the credit bureaus how you're paying. So again, this is called self-credit. The other thing that we talked about again, I want to make sure that I get this into my followers' heads. If you have a rental history for the past 2 years, and you want to add, and you've been paying good on your rent, and you want to have it added onto your credit report, which will make your score go up 30 to 60 points, and also helping you into buying that first home, there's a company called Rent Reporters. Go to Google, type in Rent Reporters, and they will add up to 2 years of your past rental history to your credit report, which will definitely cause your credit to go up 30 to 50 points. And if you want to get new credit offers, just go to Google, type in opt-in. If you don't want to receive any more credit offers, go to Google and type in opt-out. And remember, when disputing charge-off and collections, do not go pay them off because it's not going to do anything for your credit. And also, after 12 months, they don't carry the impact that they do anymore. So remember, if you got a charge off a collection on your credit report and the collection